Hi guys, what's up? I'm Samuel, I'm a music producer for more than a decade, and today I'm going to review the Koss Porta Pro Remote Darkmaster. And this is a headphone that I wanted to review actually for maybe 5 or 6 years, but I forgot about it and just recently stumbled upon it again. And this is a over-ear, open-back, small form factor, foldable headphone from Koss. I just got it in the mail from Denmark. Let's talk a little bit about the Porta Pro and what it can deliver and what it cannot. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the design of the Koss Porta Pro. I actually like it a lot. I have, as I said before, the black edition, but there are many different sub-variants of the Koss Porta Pro. This one, for example, comes with a remote and with a microphone. The normal Koss Porta Pro doesn't come with that, but there are so many different color variations and also variations of the headphone itself. There's, for example, one with an attached microphone that goes down from the driver directly in front of the mouth. I will also talk a little bit about the microphone of the Koss Porta Pro. It's actually quite surprising. I think the design is iconic. This is truly a design that, stood the test of time because it was developed ultimately in the 80s and is still around with updated technology. Very neat headphone, and it's a lightweight design, so you really almost don't feel it from the weight. Of course, it's a different story from the pressure. You feel them a little bit, but you have this neat little feature where you can set them from light to firm, depending on maybe how your skull is shaped or also on your preferences. Furthermore, we have a foldable design here. So first of all, if you put those two things down, then it's literally a headphone that would fit neatly on a very small child's head, for example. And this is also the way how you're supposed to fold it, is in that position when it's all tucked in basically. Then you just take that and put that in this neat little sachet that you get with the Koss Porta Pro, which I really like. It's a faux leather and with the Koss branding here, very neat and seems sturdy and doesn't seem ugly, because I don't like ugly plastic sachets. I like if companies put a little bit of effort into the design and into the material choice, especially because ultimately you're running around with that. So I think this is a good choice because it's inexpensive to produce, yet looks very much nice and sturdy. And this is also another big point of the design. It's so portable. It reminds me a lot on the Sennheiser PX100. Is a discontinued product, which God knows why that is discontinued, because it was an absolute amazing headphone, a very beloved headphone. Also in the headphone enthusiast community, that was one of the products that you would buy in that open design, small form factor, foldable headphones. Okay, next up, we'll talk a bit about the build quality. I really like it, actually, because we're talking here about a headphone that costs in this variant normally around 60 or 70. I got it on a sale for around 37. And for this, it's superbly built. First of all, it's quite intricate. It's an intricate design. It's not a simple headphone design with just like one thing. It has many moving parts, and they're all built quite nicely. Of course, you don't have any kind of premium material. I guess this is like steel or aluminum or something like that here on the top. And then you have plastic, but the plastic actually is nice and texturized, and you have a lot of details going on. Like, for example, you can see the driver through here. And in many editions, the driver is colored, which looks really stylish, actually. I really like some of the colored Porta Pros, although I got a black one, because I have strong affinity for black. The build quality is really good from the headphone itself, and it feels like that it can take a lot of punishment, because this metal, it would bend there is a lot of flexibility in the design in all directions. So I would suggest that this is rather hard to break, actually, despite is appearing to be rather flimsy, which it is not. It's a high quality build, not some, cheap quality headphone build. You can really feel that a nice company is standing behind this design and the build quality. There is one caveat to the thing though, and this is the cable. The cable is fine, I guess, but I would have so much preferred a little bit a more sturdy cable. It feels very, 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 very slim, and if you compare that to, for example, the cable from the K712 Pro, of course that's it's a very unfair comparison because completely different price classes and use case scenarios, and just headphones, they're miles apart, but the thickness is just, it feels a little bit flimsy, and this is a worrisome part because a cable could break. So something a little bit more sturdy would be appreciated. Although I've heard that those last a long time. So in the end, okay, we'll talk about it again in a couple of years, I guess. And then we will see if the cables are still intact. But ultimately, another good thing with those headphones is that they offer a high quality sound that is measurably high quality. Hi-fi, it's not linear in any sense, not made for music producers, made to enjoy media like music and movies and video games and whatever you want to use them for. But ultimately, they're not linear. Still a good reference pair because you get a typical hi-fi sound from them. And this all, in this case, below 50 euros. For the normal Porta Pro, you pay 37. For this one, as I said, in sale, I paid 37 with the remote and with the microphone. So it's really, if you would lose them, not a good thing, but you wouldn't have lost a lot of money. Compared it to most other, good headphones, you would be very sad about it because most of them, they cost a lot of money. Those ones do not, yet they offer superb quality and a nice listening experience. What is the use case scenario for those? Well, first of all, people that enjoy good sound, I would say, and that want portability, but an over-ear form factor, not an in-ear form factor, and have the possibility to take calls and to just be quickly able to use their headphones. I tend to have a good phone with a very, very good DAC, for example, and it's nice that I have this cabled headphone. Also, there is no shenanigans in terms of Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth artifacts, or any of that. It's just you plug it into your thing and then you're good to go. Of course, not all people have a jack in their phone and in their devices, but yeah, many devices still have a jack. And it's so nice and uncomplicated. Great phones to take a stroll or to play a video game on the Steam Deck or on the Switch or on whatever gaming device, I would say. Let's talk a bit about the sound though. The sound is really good. This much I can say, but I will go in a lot more detail. It's interesting because what I heard in my testing is really reflected in the measurements. I just checked the frequency response curves from the headphones and it's exactly what I'm hearing. Very, very solid mids with basically a bump at 2,000-3,000 and a cut at 4,000, and then a little bump at 5,700, and then it goes steeply downhill from there. So basically in the higher frequency band, they're a little bit weak. They're a little bit more on the mid and bass side from how they feel and are not super crisp. That's just a signature. It's good sound, and in many cases it's wonderful to listen to that. But one case they are not ideal for multiple reasons, and this is electronic music, I would say. Although I listen electronic music on them and it's totally fine, it's a great experience, but with a caveat, the transients, they don't really shine through, they don't really come through as you would want, because it's simply a little bit flattened off at 8K, 8 kilohertz and above. So like 10, 12, that's all a little bit reduced. So you don't have that crispiness, you don't feel the transients therefore. And they're also not super detailed in the lower mid and in the bass section of the frequency response curve. That's not a thing there. But you don't expect that from that class of headphones anyway. No matter which one you would buy, doesn't matter how much they would cost. They can be as good as they want. They will not be as detailed as professional studio headphones, like for example the Biodynamic or K712 Pro, or other models from companies like Audio-Technica that are designed especially for the studio. Of course, this is my perspective on the matter because I am a music producer. But as a music producer, I do not only want linear devices. I want multiple devices that offer me different viewpoints basically. So like this is like a solid hi-fi viewpoint on any given audio material. It's like, okay, like so this is how it sounds on a pair of hi-fi headphones in that size. So great, Porta Pros get from me a solid 8.5 from their overall rating. And a clear recommendation, especially at the price point. It's actually unbeatable. And they are reminiscent of the PX100, which are still my favorite, you know, cheap pair of headphones. But they don't exist anymore. So those are the ones to get now. And the microphone is also great. This is one thing that I forgot to say. Anyway, I hope that this helped you a bit. I really enjoyed everything what I did so far with the Koss Porta Pros, I have to say. And I love the design. I love how it's all packaged up with the little leather sachet. I like the sound quality and I like the price as well. So that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and I see you guys in the next one. Cheers.